Welcome back, everybody. We're getting into the final game of the evening. We have Seton Hall playing against Georgetown. I almost said Seton Town and George Hall.
Seton Town and George Hall. Well, it's going to be Seton Hall with goal number 1, 5 seconds in.
It is indeed. Let's have a slight technical issue, so we'll get that sorted out. Give us just a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
We are underway, game number 1. Not entirely sure where Georgetown stands, but I know that we've seen them drop a couple of games. A lot of close series for Georgetown today.
Yeah, Georgetown have been playing very, very well. Munzo, Ewell, both performing extremely well as well when given opportunities. And Kuko. Kuko has been like the defender, right? Like the stone wall.
Right.
But Seton Hall, of course, currently undefeated. They are... Is that the Scarab that I just saw?
Yeah, I believe it's Tone in the Scarab. Yes, it is. Breaking out the Scarab for the last game of the day as Jared dunks over top. That defender there, and that's a 2-0 lead now for Seton Hall.
Yeah, that is a great lead coming out already. Not even a minute into the game.
2-0 now in favor of Seton Hall. We'll see if they can continue this streak here as Ewell will play it off the ceiling. Goes over top of Jared. Now Breezy right towards Munzo. Back wall. Kuko's there, but Breezy just beats him to it in time. Down the pitch goes Jared, but it will be Ewell to clear it away.
Munzo getting it past one of the defenders, looking for a chance. Kuko setting it up. Ewell is flying in. Back to Kuko. Ooh. Kuko takes a shot, and Breezy saves it. What
a save from Breezy. Flashy. He's able to make that play, and it will be Kuko to try to find anything out in front. Bounces down. Jared now deflects it. Georgetown, a lot of good pressure early on here to try to at least bring it back within 1. But unfortunately, the transition is on now. Here's Tone up in the air. Can't quite get a piece of it. Put it on net. We continue to play 2-0 with just a little over 3 minutes left to go.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 2-0. I mean, that's a good spot. Seton Hall, of course, we've been hyping them up quite a bit all day because they have been an absolutely phenomenal team. And their communication is so solid. So Georgetown... not completely losing away and actually playing really, really solid is also very good to see. This is a good attempt by Kuko here. Is going to get to Breezy.
Munzo doing his best. Kuko can't beat Breezy over the top. Ewell's going to rotate back, make a touch into the corner. Halftime nearly upon us now in game number 1. Again, best of 3 between these two teams. Final match for us on the day. Not quite sure how the second stream is going with Group B, but certainly for us, we have had a lot of Rocket League today. It has been a whole lot of fun, and Seton Hall has shown us that they are here, ready to play, not dropping a single series so far today.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've been playing normally, and I feel like we keep addressing that because they have been. They really, really have. Kuko here managing to get a good save. Jared in position of the ball. Looks like he's getting... Okay, I was going to say, looks like he was getting ready to challenge some 50-50s.
Well, here we continue to play. And again, Seton Hall keeping the ball in the blue zone. Ewell won't be able to make the save. Nearly got a piece of it. But that is Jared's second goal of the game, making it 3-0 with 1:43 left to go.
Yeah, I mean, look at that going on. Jared just managing to find it. That was a save attempt, but Jared actually using his boost to give him some backwards momentum to slow him down as he was carrying the ball really paid out for him.
1:35 left to go. Seton Hall up 3-0. Will be Ewell. Nope, actually allows Munzo to make that play. Kuko back across the pitch. Ceiling.
It's a lot of corner plays at the moment. An attempt is made here by Tone. Ewell clearing it away. Jared playing patiently, though, manages to get the tap, looking to follow it up, finds the second one, and that's going to be goal number 4.
4-0. Minute and 1 second left to go. Seton Hall running away with yet another game. 6 shots on the board, 4 of them in the back of the net. Funny enough, Breezy not even on the board, doesn't even have a shot. Has been all Jared in this one. He's got his hat trick, and that just goes to show again just how well they play as a team. Kuko will fire one home. Great read off that mid wall. Georgetown finally on the board.
Yeah, Georgetown now getting that first goal again. And I believe we were talking about this about Georgetown last time we saw them play, wasn't it? It's like this last minute they start turning up the heat and finding a couple goals. And if they were like, if we went like 10 minutes, if Rocket League games were about 10 minutes as long, then they'd get warmed up and probably take quite a few leads, because it's happening again.
It is happening again. A second goal. This time, a really nice pass from Ewell using the ceiling to send that directly to Kuko. That's a highlight reel goal right there for the Georgetown squad. They still have 48 seconds. They can do it again. Seton Hall, after building that 4-0 lead, only have to defend for the next 45. And yeah, you're right. I don't understand where the aggression comes from Georgetown, why it only seems to manifest itself until or after that final, minute mark has kind of passed, but
it almost feels like the primal sense of fight or flight.
Right.
Because it is that last minute, they kind of realize maybe they don't 100% like keep track of time. That minute buzzer comes in and they see it and they're like, oh no, we're down like 3 goals. Okay, we got to play really aggressively because there's no point in not playing aggressively.
There's Kuko. He's going to send this towards. I'm not really sure exactly what the thought process was by Breezy there on the other side, but Kuko gets his hat trick. It's a 1-goal game with 6 seconds left. Still certainly possible for Georgetown.
This score is looking a lot better than it's looking a lot better than being 0-4. That's for sure.
This kickoff going to be really important. Breezy does win it. Munzo now Ewell. He's got to challenge Tony. Does. It'll fall down. Jared booms it back down the pitch. Ewell, can he keep it up? He can't. And Seton Hall will escape game 1 with a 4-3 victory.
Yeah, Seton Hall here continuing their streak of win after win. But that was looking a bit dicey for a second there. What was that, the last minute that Georgetown scored 3 goals?
Yeah, it was probably the last 45 seconds or so. Last 50 seconds, 3 goals on the board for Georgetown. And again, you can see Kuko with that hat trick. But still, it was a close one. It's been close for Georgetown all day, but they just haven't been able to pull out those wins that they needed to take down these series. And I have a feeling that it's going to be a similar story. They'll challenge Seton Hall in these moments, but I would be shocked if this game goes beyond 3 or 4 games.
You know what? If it got to a game 4, I'd count that a win in my books, to be honest. When Seton Hall is playing as well as they have been, like, if you can take it to that, then well played. Oh, and we did just get a slight issue, so we will be jumping to a quick break as we get into our next game. We'll be back with you momentarily. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming back in to the next game in this final best of 5 series. We have seen Seton Hall take game 1 in a close 3-4 match. And now we are going to see where we end up as, oh my goodness, Kuko almost scored the first goal.
It nearly got there in time. Georgetown, they battled hard at the end of the game. 3 goals, just not enough to tie it up, send us into overtime, and Seton Hall with that 1-0 lead. Oh, that one finds its way in. Looked like there was a chance for the defenders, but the deflection back of the net.
Yeah, Breezy getting that ceiling tap, setting himself back up. That just goes straight in, right off of the sidebar. And I don't want to pay too much attention to it, but have you seen what car Tone is in this time? Oh yeah,
the murder van, of course, the big Merc.
Oh,
as
dear.
Munzo who makes the save. The Merc, a little bit of a touchy subject in the Rocket League community at this point right now. As Breezy fires a shot, he'll score. Don't know how much you keep up with RLCS and whatever, but you know, if there is any regular watchers of the RLCS, they would certainly know what I'm talking about. But I always like seeing the van come out. It's always nice to see a giant piece of metal flying through the air.
Yeah, it's a good time. I think the van's a positive.
I can never remember the car. Breezy is in. It looks like an F1.
Yeah,
car,
it is. It's definitely an F1 car, but I can't remember the car's name either. So
No.
we'll just refer to it as the F1.
Yeah. Well, until we get the cease and desist letter, and it's a whole big thing.
Oh, that's also true. The race car.
Yeah, the race car. There you go. But it is 2-0. Now Jared flicks over top of Kuko. Doesn't quite make it. It was a nice play. Breezy tried to get the follow-up. But Seton Hall already out to that 2-0 lead. And with 3:40 left to go, Georgetown, they battle hard. But you can't go down beyond this, I think, here in Game 2.
Yeah, it's looking a bit tight. Oh, I thought Evil was going to be able to get the save there, but Jared managing to find it.
And it's just a good play out of the corner from Breezy. Reads the defense well. Ewall might have had an opportunity if he pitched his car just a little bit better, but Jared in position to make the play. It's a great pass, and 3-0 now as only a minute and a half has gone by. This is eerily similar to what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah, no, this is looking good for Seton Hall. Georgetown getting an opportunity here. Nobody's going to be there to follow up, though. Munzo actually manages to get there in time. No boost left for him, however. Kuko centering it up, gets it all the way into the other corner here. Jared's going to look to try and pop it off, and here he goes for the dribble. Oh, okay, does get stopped by Ewall, though Ewall now in control.
There's Tone, fires towards the net. Good save by Munzo. Now Jared around. He's got Breezy. Breezy scores. Hat trick for Breezy. 4-0.
Good situation for Breezy, right? He does make it look like a breeze sometimes. He just kind of moves through the air. His aerials are very clean. And 4-0 coming into the second half of the game. It's a good spot. I mean, I'm trying to think of what we need to see coming out from Georgetown, right? Because like we were talking about in the last game when we saw Butler play against Seton Hall and Seton Hall just systematically defeated them. It's what do you do against this team at the moment?
Right. Yeah. What do you do? What is the answer to the aggression play from from Seton Hall? Georgetown is the team that's going to have to try to solve that right now. I think a lot of it comes down to making sure that you play up to the speed of the matches. That is a double demo right out in front of the orange net. But, you know, it's making sure you match the speed of Seton Hall while at the same time going for the physical plays, going for those rotation destroying type of plays, whether it's midfield passes as Munzo almost got a gift from Breezy. But, you know, going for demos, going for bumps, for interesting, difficult passes to pull off things like that, as that's going to find its way in. And Georgetown finally on the board, but you know, if Seton Hall stays in their rotation, then you're just going to lose. It's just what we've seen today.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Seton Hall get ball control, and it just feels like they control the flow of the game, right? They set the pace. And if you're playing at 20 miles an hour, and then Seton Hall at the moment decide, you know what, we're gonna slow it down to 5, they will catch you out as well, because they've done that to multiple teams already.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When they get possession of the ball, that is where they shine, of course, and it is quite fun to watch Seton Hall play that kind of style when they so decide to. But I think their bread and butter for Seton Hall, it has to be the fast game, the quick transition game, the aggressive kind of, we're going to throw everything to right out in front of the net. We're going to give your goaltenders a rough time in the net with bumps and demos, and you've got to. It very much reminds me of some of the top level NA play, kind of the play that the Pittsburgh Knights really love to do. As you see Tone there, just absolutely destroying people out in front, and all Jared has to do is carry it by the first defender.
Yeah, and that's all he needed to do. Like you said, Jared gets it through Tone. Their teamwork comes out. We see the dabbing Reaper, and we're moving on in a 1-5 situation. Are we going to see Brazil again?
Well, it's certainly possible. 50 seconds left to go. Whether we see Brazil or not, we're going to see Seton Hall taking the victory here. Tone is just, he has turned into the epitome of the murder van. All he is looking for is demos at this point now with the big rig. And he's found quite a lot of them.
Yeah, he actually just bumped his teammate there, sending him flying and actually losing ball possession. Getting a bit too into character, I think, as Tone is chasing after Kuko. Kuko narrowly manages to avoid it.
Yeah, you can tell Seton Hall having fun with it right now. They know I mean that's why we're all here, right? At the end of the day, we want the tournament, we want the environment to be fun for the players, and you can tell. I mean, of course, Seton Hall hasn't really dropped a series yet today.
What a goal!
As Kuko, a sharp angle, smart angle there from him. But it's just nice to see all the players having fun.
Yeah, a bit of a weird pinch coming out between. I guess it was more of a double tap than a pinch, but like Kuko taking advantage of seeing his opposition trying to contest him.
Hey, those are the calculated goals, man. You take those if you're Georgetown, but not enough to come back in this one. Seton Hall, they'll take game number 2, move into game 3 with a 2-0 lead, and you know, again, it's Breezy and Jared scoring the goals. Tone was demoing everyone, and still Seton Hall just they find a way to win.
To be fair though, when you have Tone coming through and just demoing everyone, it becomes very difficult if you're trying to gain a possession and then you have the murder truck right on top of you. It's a valid way of playing. I don't think anybody could disagree with that.
No, it is, and it's obviously it's not what Seton Hall is normally, you know, going for. I think the players realize that this series is heavily in their favor, and they're trying to, like I said, they're having fun with the last series of the day. Really, I think even if Seton Hall were to drop this with their win over Butler, I'm pretty sure that absolutely secures them into playing tomorrow. So this series for them is pretty much a wash. You don't need to win this if you know, it's not like a must-win series for them. So
no, yeah, that's reasonable. And I mean, well, everybody's been playing. We've been casting Rocket League for what now? Nearly 5 hours.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's a lot of games to be played. There's a lot of time to be spent. So having like a downtime game where because you've won so many series, you can kind of mentally relax is huge, especially going into tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking the time, and of course, it is nice that the single elimination is tomorrow instead of trying to fit everything into just one day, because the players do get that chance to kind of reflect on their day today. And you know, of course, we see Seton Hall messing around. We see them, you know, with the odd car selections, but guaranteed coming out to play first game of the day tomorrow. We'll see the same Seton Hall that we saw earlier on, really focused, really playing their game, and it's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, and they have been really, really strong, and I'm curious to see how they match up against whoever exits team or at the B side of the tournament, because we have some fantastic teams there as we see the first goal coming out to Breezy and Seton Hall.
And guess who? Jared to Breezy. We've seen it all series. Connects again. Breezy has just been absolutely fantastic on the offensive side of the ball just throughout the day, and it's great when you can rely on your teammates as well as Seton Hall can, being able to trust your teammates to hit shots when they need to.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I was saying when I said at the start of today, right? I said, oh
wow.
My goodness, Jared.
I don't think Jared cared what you were saying earlier.
No, I don't. I think Jared was making a statement. There he goes. Managed to get past all 3 of the defenders. Sneaks it right in. I was going to say, I was about to compliment Jared and everything.
Wow, that you know that you've scored a good goal when the entire pitch just stops moving after the ball is in the back of the net. Yeah,
you're just like, okay, cool, moving on. Is that going to be another one? That is.
It is.
The demos coming out. Jared onto Moonzo did open up that goal.
Yep, Tone with the demo we just saw. And yeah, there's Jared. The demo on the goaltender. Breezy, short little flick over top, and Seton Hall just doing whatever it is they want, scoring as many goals as they want. Nobody even goes for this kickoff. Close one there. But, yeah, this should most likely be a 3-0 in favor of Seton Hall. Georgetown, they've got time. 3 minutes left to go. But you start to wonder with how long of a day this is and with the opponent that you're playing, is Georgetown just kind of mentally checked out at this point?
Yeah, and that is a completely valid question, right? Because, like we said, we've been doing it. We're going at this for like 5 hours, and they have only had an hour's break. So that's a lot of mental energy and a lot of decisions and calls that have been made. It does take a sense of mental fortitude and mental stamina. And if they're not used to that, it's very difficult.
We are approaching halftime here. Game number 3. It is 3-1 in favor of Seton. Munzo gets a demo onto Jared on the backside. This gives Ewell a chance for a shot. Can he get the double? He does, but Kuko not able to get the follow-up as there's Jared in position. Great demo by Tone onto Ewell, but Munzo's there to play it wide.
Yeah, good pass here. Kuko trying to break it away. I mean, there's only a 2-goal difference with 2 minutes left. It is possible.
I mean, we saw Georgetown score 3 goals in 45 seconds in game number 1. It's certainly something that they have been able to do in the past. But Seton Hall, they're still bearing down on the offensive side. If they get another goal or two, it could very easily swing the game.
Yeah, and this is a good opportunity coming out from Ewell. An interesting freestyle as it lands in Kuko's hands. Kuko getting a good rebound, a bit of a bump. Unfortunately, stopping Ewell's momentum on his rotation.
Yeah, I think if Kuko doesn't run into Ewell there, Kuko scores that goal just about every time. He had an open net to shoot at, as Ewell nearly puts that in his own goal. With 1:40 left to go, still a 2-goal lead. Tone running rough shot over the defense there. Munzo somehow blocks that bid from Breezy, keeps him away from his hat trick.
Trying to get it past the defenders. Ewell getting a nice shot. Breezy is going to be able to defend it in time, though.
1:15 left. 3-1 bouncing out in front. Kuko just gets there in time to deflect that one a bit high. Still 2 goals needed by Georgetown as we close in on the final minute. Pass down to Kuko. Doesn't get the deflection. It's out in front. But Jared's there again to make the play.
Yeah, now a minute left on the clock. Kuko's trying everything they can. Munzo now having the center ball. Kuko followed it up. We see an attempt by Ewell. Demolition coming out onto Kuko from Tone. Still in the murder van. Now chasing after Ewells as well.
Yeah, Tone certainly trying to rack up as many demos as possible, and it's worked out for his team up to this point. 35 seconds left. The ball sitting around the Georgetown net. Finally, they find a clear. Tone with the bump onto Kuko. The final 25 will start to tick away now. This should be the last 25 seconds of our day.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of action to go on the second stream, which we will be posting and rating as soon as we finish this game, as we see the 4th goal coming out to Seton Hall.
And that all but seals it. And it has been a lot of fun here on the main stream. And, of course, there is the second stream with the B-side action. You're not going to want to miss that. I don't know how late they're going to be going, but their group's a little bit bigger than ours, so certainly, well, I hope that they will still be going by the time we finish up here.
Yeah, I'd be concerned if they weren't. We haven't had many overtime games. That mathematically seems improbable.
Well, that is it for this series. That is it for us today. As soon as the ball touches the ground there, looks like both teams don't want to finish playing, but there we go. 4-1 victory for Seton Hall in Game 3. That's a 3-0 sweep and a perfect day for the boys in orange.
Yeah, no, Seton Hall have been playing absolutely phenomenally. That's going to be them taking the set. And that is going to be, as my friend FBI Tugboat likes to say, it's going to come up to the worst part of the stream for me and you, Hunted, where we have to say goodbye. But there is still plenty of action to be caught on the second stream, which we will be hosting just momentarily, so you can all enjoy all of that goodness. And I would just like to thank you all for tuning in. I, of course, have been Cameron Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCasts. Go for it, Hunted. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm just thankful to have been here today, and yeah, I've been hunted. You can follow me on Twitter at @IHunted, and hopefully we'll see you all again tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you later.